Hi everybody, my name is David and this is the Cartoon Fortress YouTube channel. I'm really excited about today's video. This is one of my favorite kind of segments to film on this channel. And this is an unboxing and kind of overview video, but in specific it is for some releases from Indicator. Now the kind of highlight piece this month, and I usually do film about, seems like one Indicator video once a month or maybe every other month. But the highlight of this video in particular is for another great box set from Indicator. And this is volume 6 in this particular series. And this is Hammer volume 6, Night Shadows. I love the work that Indicator is doing with the Hammer films. They show these sets a lot of love. I love how these are put together, the supplements. This is no surprise if you collect Indicator or if you've watched previous videos that I've done on these box sets. These are absolutely second to none when it comes to box sets. Indicator is the top of the stack. So I'm really excited for this new edition, Night Shadows. We have 4 new films. Now these are packaged. All of the Hammer box sets are packaged the same way, where they have the limited edition style clear cases. I know for a lot of the Indicator box sets as of late, they've gone to the kind of cardboard, kind of the individual cardboard cases, if you want to call them that, for each film, and then the booklet that's on the outside. And specifically I'm looking at the Columbia Noir sets, the Marlene Dietrich set. Looking over here at my shelf, the Fu Manchu set as well, and I believe that is all. But they're adopting that newer cardboard style, which I really like. I like this setup as well, because with these, the nice thing is that you get a booklet included with each of the titles. So kind of a little bit of give and take, I guess, with with the different styles of packaging. But at any rate, I am very excited for this next edition of their Hammer series. And I had spoken at the beginning of this year, maybe end of 2020, with one of the staff members at Indicator, and asked kind of what the plans were for 2021. And he had indicated lots more Columbia Noir, which we've seen, and then more Hammer films. So I was excited to see this announced when it was, and I'm excited to see what they do for volume 7. But so we have volume 6 here, Night Shadows. You can see here some really cool artwork, and we'll take a closer look at this here in a second. But the films included here are The Shadow of the Cat, Captain Clegg, The Phantom of the Opera, and Nightmare. And I'm really happy to see that we have Peter Cushing in here with Captain Clegg, and that's Captain Clegg is what the cover image here is pulled from. So always happy to have more Peter Cushing. Now, of course, these are limited edition sets, so this is a limited edition run of 6,000 units. As you can see here, I have unit number 277, which is a pretty low number, actually. Now, I got my pre-order in, before the release date, and so it's always fun to see what number you get. I'm not sure what my lowest number is at this point, but in this case, we have 277. So very excited, and we'll dive into this again here in a minute. But I want to highlight a few other things here as well, so I'll put this down for now. So Indicator, another thing that they do is they'll pack their boxes with some extras, and I've gotten tote bags and posters and all kinds of things before. But Usually they'll pack a catalog here, so we have the cover image of Hammer Volume 6, and then it's basically just a little folded pamphlet, if you want to call it that, with a list of other titles that they have. Here you have standard editions, and on this side you have limited edition titles, and then on the back you have a listing of some of their box sets. Also, in this case, they included a double-sided poster, so this is on really nice thick stock. This is a poster for Phantom of the Opera, as well as Nightmare. So really, it's pretty awesome that they're able to throw some of these extras in. And if anybody from the Indicator team is watching, thank you so much. I love the work that you guys are doing is absolutely incredible, and it just goes to show that they care about their customers. I know it's something little, like a little double-sided poster, but it's little things like that that really set these labels apart. Now also, in addition to Hammer Volume 6, I have 7 individual limited edition titles that I was able to pick up before any of these went out of print, obviously. And they're really good too about sending out their newsletter. If you don't subscribe to their newsletter and you purchase titles from Indicator, the newsletter is actually very helpful, because not only does it show upcoming titles and that sort of things, but they give you stock levels on the limited edition titles, so that you can know if maybe time is an issue. If you're wanting to pick up a specific box set or individual limited edition title, you can get a good idea of when those will go out of print. So that's very, very helpful. But we've got 7 titles here, and I want to go over these here just really quick. First up, we have Eye of the Cat. In fact, I'm not going to give any info on these. I'll just kind of show, and then we'll take a look at all these here in a minute. Things Change. The Chalk Garden, featuring a young Haley Mills. Geronimo, An American Legend. The Valdez Horses. Buffalo Bill and the Indians, or Sitting Bull's History Lesson. And finally, the Valachi Papers. All right, so we got a lot to get to here, and I've been kind of babbling on a little bit. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and switch over to the other camera and get these sets unboxed. We'll start with Hammer Volume 6, and then make our way through those individual limited edition titles. So let's go ahead and do that now. Okay, so here is our Hammer Volume 6 Night Shadows set. Let's go ahead and pull the shrink wrap off here. I really like the color scheme and art here that we get on this newest Hammer set. And of course we have our belly band on the box here. Let's go ahead and take a look around the box. So there we have a listing of the films: Shadow of the Cat, Captain Clegg, The Phantom of the Opera, and Nightmare. All right, and then let's actually pull the belly band off here. Fitting on there a little snug this time. Okay, so again we have a list of the films, name of the set, and then again here's our limited edition number 277 of 6,000. And we always get a fun little quote or blurb. Here we have, "Out of the hellfire of horror unimaginable rises the figure of terror incarnate." So very Very, very fun. So we'll set that to the side. And then after we get this set unboxed, I have the stack of the individual limited edition titles to go over. So there we have the cover art. Very, very cool. And our spine. And then we have individual numbers 230, 231, 232, and 233. Here's a list on the back. And we'll go over the individual titles inside as well. But there's a kind of a large list of the supplements included and individual film details there. And then you can see here, this is a Region B set. All right, and then the film's housed inside. So let's go ahead and pull those out. I'll set the box aside there and the stack of films. So first up here, we have Shadow of the Cat. Stare into these eyes if you dare. So we have Andre Morell, Barbara Shelley, William Lucas, Fred Jackson, and finally Conrad Phillips in the most shocking suspense thriller of the year. There is the spine. Let's take a look at the back here. So a really large list of supplements for even just this one film. Was it supernatural force or psychotic compulsion that drove 5 maddened murderers to destroy themselves? So this particular film is from 1961 with a runtime of 79 minutes, and this is in black and white. And then a widescreen 1.66:1 ratio. All right, and we actually have a interesting. We have a 2-disc set here, and then we'll get some reversible cover art. It looks like we'll set the booklet aside for just 1 second. And there's a look at the disc art for the first disc, and then the second. So this is really confusing. Okay, let's take a look at this. I've never seen this before. So this is a little paper insert and has the cover image from Captain Clegg there on our little fake paper disc here. Okay, so this indicates here you have received the first pressing of this limited edition. At the time it was manufactured, there was a shortage of single disc cases caused by a lack of materials. This is making me dizzy reading this. We didn't want you to have to wait to experience the contents of this release, so we decided that this 2-disc case was the best way to avoid delays without having to make any unwelcome adjustments to our usual packaging design. Please rest assured that this case should only contain 1 Blu-ray and that there's no need to worry about where a second disc has gone. Really, really interesting. Again, I've never had something like that happen, but I love that they put this in there so that, you know, of course, the person that buys the set wouldn't be worried about why there wasn't a second disc. I was thinking there maybe we were going to get a dual format Blu-ray DVD edition, which would have been really surprising, but as you can see, that was not the case. So here we have the reversible cover art. So there's I think I like this cover art a little bit better, but we do get an interesting alternative option there. So we'll go ahead and put our, what do we want to call this? Just the fake paper disc. And the Shadow of the Cat. So I guess that's one way to tell that you got the first pressing, huh? Okay, now we have the included booklet. Let me actually push this aside. Then you always get a shot of the director on the back. So we'll just kind of flip through this quickly. Chasing the Shadow of the Cat by Craig Ian Mann. But you know, even the detail of Indicator, including that, you know, the paper disc, it just shows, I mean, they really care about their customer. I always feel really taken care of by Indicator, and so I'm really appreciative of how they handle things in general. Then in the back here we get some notes about the presentation and the end of that booklet. So I wonder if we'll actually have maybe something similar in these other films as well. But a lot of times too, I like to flip the booklets to kind of protect those pages from getting damaged on this side. Here you have the stapled side, so that's usually what I'll do. All right, let's speed it up a little bit. All right, so here we have Captain Clegg, starring Peter Cushing, Yvonne Romaine, Patrick Allen, and Oliver Reed. All right, and then here is our spine. The back, again, just a slew of special features here. Their oath was terror, their cry, blood. All right, and then this is from 1962, runtime of 82 minutes, and this is in color. Aspect ratio of 1.85 to 1. And yes, we do have the paper insert here as well. Booklet we will set aside for a brief time. All right, and here we have the disc art for Captain Clegg. And just so that we can get a view of the alternative art, kind of the same color scheme as the reversible art for Shadow of the Cat. A lot of reds, and here we have some oranges. And then interesting to note as well that so the title of the film here is Captain Clegg, and here's an alternate title, Night Creatures. I'm assuming, I'm kind of taking a shot in the dark here a little bit, but I'm assuming that Night Creatures is maybe the US title, and then Captain Clegg is the UK title of the film upon release. So that'll happen a lot of times where you have a different title. And I don't think, was that the case here with Shadow of the Cat? Well, I want to keep going with this, so instead of pulling all that out, we'll just keep going. All right, so here is our booklet, Mr. Peter Cushing himself, and the director. Do we see who directed that here? So that's Peter Graham Scott here on the back. All right, so cast and crew information. Creatures of the Night by Frank Collins. And these are new essays. This is an essay from 2021. I think it'd be a lot of fun to write film essays and that type of thing. If I want to write them, I should just start writing them. I wonder how many people read blogs these days. So we have a critical response. And finally, notes about the presentation, special thanks, acknowledgements. All right, so another great little booklet, and we'll flip that over as well. So there is Captain Clegg, or Night Creatures. Next up here, we have The Phantom of the Opera with Herbert Loam and Heather Sears. Also starring Thorley Walters, Michael Goff, maybe, and Edward D'Souza. And this is in Technicolor. Here is our spine and list of supplements. the greatest thrill classic of all time, the most unusual tale of terror and love ever told. Now this is from 1962 with a runtime of 85 minutes in color, and then we have an aspect ratio of 1.66 to 1 as well as 1.85 to 1. I don't know if that means that we get 2 full presentations of the film. Yeah, so we get a 2K restoration, optional 1.66 to 1 and 1.85 to 1 presentations of the original theatrical version, 85 minutes, and then we get an alternative TV cut, which comes in at a runtime of 99 minutes, extended version with unique scenes presented, open matte in standard definition. So really cool to have them include that here on the set. So yeah, that's really nice. All right, our booklet is already flipped in this case. We'll set that aside. All right, great disc art here for the Phantom of the Opera. And our insert. So there is the reversible art. Neat artwork, but again, I'm gonna stick with the one that it's already set to. Feels weird pushing a paper disc down into place. All right, and push that up there so that we can, oops, there we go. So that we can take a look at our included booklet. Phantom in the Fog by Adam Scoville. Oops. Pages are sticking a little bit here. Really, really love how they put these booklets together. And I love the, so I don't mind these stapled booklets at all. And I really like the perfect bound books that are included, for instance, in the Columbia Noir sets. But either the stapled booklets or the perfect bound, I'm great with either. All right, and then our final page there. All right, so that is the Phantom of the Opera. I wonder how many versions of Phantom of the Opera have been produced overall. More than a few, it seems like. Same thing with, something like The Hunchback of Notre Dame. And anyways, that's neither here nor there. Let's go ahead and take a look at our final film here, Nightmare, with David Knight, Moira Redmond, Jenny Linden, and Brenda Bruce. This is directed by Freddie Francis. Really great artwork here on the cover. There is our spine. Unbelievable terror. All right, list of the supplements, and then this is 1964 with a runtime of 83 minutes, 235 to 1 aspect ratio, and this is in black and white. All right, booklet again flipped, which is nice. All right, let's take a look at the disc art here. Love the art on that disc. All right, and Nightmare. 3 shocking murders. Did she scream them? Or scream them. Did she dream them or do them? I guess I'll have to watch to find out. Did she scream them? Oops, got a little bit of debris on the disc. All right, so set that aside so we can take a look at our booklet. So there's the front and the back. I love the photos that they use on the front and back of these booklets. Reliving the Nightmare by Emma Westwood. All right. There again is the back. And I wanted to check really quick as well. One of the features on here. Yeah, so that does continue. I love the Hammer's Women series that they have throughout these Hammer volumes. So here we have Hammer's Women, Moira Redmond, and they're newly produced. As you can see, this is from 2021 with a runtime of 10 minutes. Anyways, really cool that they spotlight the women of Hammer throughout these sets. So each of these other films as well will have will highlight a specific individual as well. All right, so there is Hammer Volume 6, Night Shadows. So very, very excited. I'm still on my journey through the Hammer sets. I believe I'm through the first two, so I need to start in on the third, but I'm definitely looking forward to getting back to that very, very soon. All right, so now for our individual limited edition titles. Thanks for sticking with me on this video. I know this is not the shortest video, but I really love to highlight these releases from Indicator. I really just can't help myself but to give these the attention that I feel like they deserve. So if you're still with me, thank you so much for sticking around. If not, I totally understand. All right, so here we have Eye of the Cat starring Michael Sarrazin, Gail Honeycutt, and Eleanor Parker, directed by David Lowell Rich, which I believe we just came across one of his pieces here in the Hammer set, if I remember right. I have short-term memory loss apparently, but I think we came across one of his films here. Really, I don't know if I want to say it's lovely cover art here, but effective cover art is what we'll say here. But I really like the colors here and the yellow. There we have the spine. So this is spine number 235. Sorry if I don't remember to say the spine number here throughout the rest of these. I usually forget, but I'm remembering right now. So spine number 235. And then looking on the back here, come face to face with the kind of terror that shatters your every concept of fear. All right, list of the special features. This is a Region B locked title from 1969 with a runtime of 102 minutes. And this film is actually out of the US. I did not realize that. Runtime of 102 minutes and then an aspect ratio of 1.85 to 1. All right, and then our flipped booklet. We'll set that aside briefly. All right, and here is our disc art, carrying over obviously from the cover. And then there is the reversible artwork. Terror that takes you beyond any fear you've ever known. Whoops. Okay, so here is our booklet cover, and then David Lowell Rich on the back. More wonderful reading here. All Fruitcake and Fetishes by Cassandra O'Connell. Cats in Mad Attack on Human Victims. Horror movies moving on to mod scene. All right, I won't read through all the titles in here. All right. So, Eye of the Cat. Next up, we have Don Amici and Joe Montana in Things Change. This is a film by David Mamet. All right, so there is the cover, the spine number 219. Butch and Sundance, Bonnie and Clyde, Gino and Jerry. Two of the world's great criminal minds. They're not. All right, there's a list of the included special features. This is from 1988 out of the USA, with a runtime of 101 minutes and an aspect ratio of 1.85 to 1 in color. There's David Mamet on the back of the booklet. And our cover art, or disc art rather. All right, so there's the reversible. It's not really different except that you don't get the rating label and then you don't get the color banner, indicator banner, which I really like. So I like keeping that as is. Again, here we have David Mamet and Don Amici. All right, there's crew and cast information. All of these sets, it's such an embarrassment of riches with everything that we're provided with. I feel very, very fortunate to bring all these great titles into the collection and all of the extras that are included. Just such wonderful packages here from Indicator and other boutique labels doing such an amazing job. All right, next up, we have Deborah Kerr, Haley Mills, and her father, John Mills, in Ronald Neam's The Chalk Garden. Nice colorful packaging on this. Again, with a really kind of dominant yellow color here, like we had with Eye of the Cat. And this one is kind of coming off in pieces. So I'll attempt to talk my way through taking plastic off of movies. All right, yeah, so here's our cover. And the spine, number 180. A girl rebelling against life, a woman trying to recapture hers. There's a list of our supplements, our extra features. This is from 1964. Looks like we have a UK and a USA release. Runtime of 107 minutes. Just trying to see if we have... it doesn't look like we have alternate presentations of the film. Interesting, but we do still have the indicator, didn't mean to say indicator, indication here of UK and USA. And then this is region B locked. and there is the disc art. And the disc art actually comes from the reversible cover art, which you see here. All right, there's the cover with Haley and John. And then, sorry, let's take a look here. Yeah, and then Ronald Neame here on the back. Don't know if I'm pronouncing that last name correctly. Yeah, I'm really interested in exploring more of Haley Mills' filmography. For me, I grew up watching her Disney roles and never ventured outside of those roles growing up, and I'm excited to explore other titles that she's featured in, and it's great to see her dad John Mills star in the film here alongside her. So definitely looking forward to this one. All right. And again, just a great photo of the two of them. All right, moving right along. We have Jason Patric, Robert Duvall, Gene Hackman, and Wes Studi in Geronimo, an American legend, directed by Walter Hill. I am not immediately familiar with the name of Walter Hill in terms of anything else he might have directed, but here is our cover art. And the spine, here we have spine number 220. His name would never be forgotten. There's our limited edition Blu Ray special features list. And coming down here, this is from 1993, out of the USA, runtime of 115 minutes, and an aspect ratio of 2.35 to 1. And this is English with Chiricahua, I believe is how you pronounce that. This is a Region B locked title from Columbia, which is very common for Indicator to pick up Columbia titles. All right, and there's our booklet, front and back. Really cool image there on the front. All right, and there is our disc art. And really stunning, actually, reversible cover art there. So there's what it comes with, and then the reversible art. I really like both of them. I might like the reversible art on that one a little bit better even. Okay, so let's take a look at our booklet here. There's kind of the full spread image there. Well, we got, I believe that was, yeah, Matt Damon, Gene Hackman. That would have been a very early role for Matt Damon. Oops. All right. So that is Geronimo, directed by Walter Hill. Next up, we have Charles Bronson. I know there's at least a couple or a few Charles Bronson titles in the collection. This is produced and directed by John Sturges. In fact, I know there's at least one other Charles Bronson title that I missed out on that I'd like to find a copy on. I don't recall the name of that film off the top of my head, but here is the cover for the Valdez horses, and interesting that Dino De Laurentiis produced this. All right, and the Valdez horses, here's the spine, and this is spine number 187. They took his land, his horses, his woman, but they couldn't take Chino. All right, there's a list of the extra features, and this is from 1973, from Italy, France, and Spain. Runtime of 97 minutes, 1.85 to 1 aspect ratio in English and in color. All right, so there's John Sturges on the back, and then of course Charles Bronson there, prominently placed on the cover. All right, and there is the disc art. And the reversible art. All right, take a look at the booklet. All right, so that is the Valdez horses. All right, just two more titles to go here. Next up, we have Paul Newman in a Robert Altman film, Buffalo Bill and the Indians, or Sitting Bull's History Lesson. Now, I haven't had much interaction with the work of Robert Altman. He's one that I think I need to have a little bit more time with. I wouldn't consider myself really a big fan, but I've only seen a couple of his films, and even those I'd really like to maybe revisit. So I wanted to give this a chance. This looks like a really intriguing film. So here we have the cover and the spine. I like the type font there that they use. This is spine number 194. Ladies and gentlemen, Dino De Laurentiis presents David Suskind's production of Robert Altman's absolutely unique and heroic enterprise of inimitable luster. So here we have another Dino De Laurentiis production. All right, there's a list of the special features, and this is from 1976 out of the US with a runtime of 124 minutes and 105 minutes, an aspect ratio of 235 to 1 in English and in color. And I want to take a look here at the multiple cuts that we get. Two presentations of the film with its original antique color timing, the 124-minute director's cut and the shorter 105-minute producer's cut. The antique color timing is an interesting touch. I'm definitely looking forward to watching that presentation, if not first, definitely at some point. So there's Robert Altman and Paul Newman, and Paul Newman on the cover there. Yeah, I really wanted to pick this limited edition version up before it went out of print. So there is the disc art. As you can see, this is a Region B title. And there is the reversible art. Not as good as this art, in my opinion. I like this cover much better. All right. Jumping right into the booklet with some cast and crew information. Making Medicine and Dreaming by Richard Combs. Really, really cool kind of painting style art there. Yeah, these booklets, especially with how many titles they offer, and if you bring in, you know, quite a few to the collection, can seem overwhelming, but these booklets are so well done. The writing, everything is so engaging. So I highly recommend that you jump into the booklets as well. So there we have Buffalo Bill and the Indians, or Sitting Bull's history lesson, and finally here, another Dino De Laurentiis production, Charles Bronson and Lino Ventura in The Valachi Papers, a Terrence Young film. Let's go ahead and take the plastic off here. All right, so there is our cover. The spine number 212. The Mafia, Gambling, Prostitution, Graft, Murder. Joe Valachi actually lived it all and told it all. All right, nice, generous list of special features here. And this is from 1972, out of Italy and France. Runtime of 126 minutes. Aspect ratio of 1.85 to 1 in English and Italian, and in color. All right, set the booklet aside. And then, so I guess to further my point from before, there being multiple Charles Bronson films in the collection, this would count as one of them. All right, and there is the reversible, very interesting cover art there. It says here, the Valachi Papers, from the deposition of Joe Valachi to the Senate Committee investigating organized crime. All right, take a look at our final booklet here. And again, if you're still with me on this video, bless you for seeing this through to the end. All right, so that is the booklet, and that is the Valachi Papers. Just to go over these again, then we have Buffalo Bill and the Indians, or Sitting Bull's history lesson, the Valdez Horses, Geronimo, an American legend, the Chalk Garden, Things Change, Eye of the Cat, and if we scoot this over, of course we can't forget the star of today's show, Hammer, Volume 6, Night Shadows. So very, very excited to bring these wonderful, wonderful additions into the collection from Indicator. All right, everybody, thank you so much for taking time out of your day to come by the channel and watch this video. I hope you found that helpful or entertaining. I love bringing these unboxing videos to you, especially for indicator. I'm always so impressed with what they have to offer. Let me know down in the comments if you're looking forward to picking up any of these sets, especially the Hammer Volume 6 set. Are you looking to pick that up? Do you have any of the other sets in the collection? But if you are interested in film collecting, unboxing videos, that type of thing, I would invite you to hit the subscribe button, the like button, and finally the bell icon. That will notify you when I upload new videos in the future. And until next time, my name is David, and I hope you have an awesome day.